দেখো
I think this is perfect.
আওয়াজ হচ্ছে Bio আছে, bio. So,
Mic hasn't got mic. Scan.
এটা যাবে না স্ট্যান্ডটা ওখানে ছোট
Maybe a smaller one.
okay. Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasarupine avatara varishthayo Ramakrishnaya te namaha. So today is an auspicious day. It is Swami Abhedananda Maharaj's birthday, holy birthday. So just we don't have much bigger book, so there is a small bio, so we can at least remember the salient some points of his life. So I'll read that. Is Swami Abhedananda, an apostle of Sri Ramakrishna, born October 2, 1866, spent his early life among the brother monks in Varanagar Monastery near Calcutta in severe austerity. He traveled barefooted all over India from 1888 to 1895. He went to London in 1896 at the call of his senior spiritual brother, Swami Vivekananda. Acquainted with many distinguished savants, including Professor Max Muller, Professor Paul Deussen, landed in New York and took charge of the Vedanta Society in 1897. Became acquainted with Professor William James, Reverend Newton, Professor Jackson, Professor Royce of Harvard, and all Columbia Houston and different professors of different universities. And then all the universities, Yale, Cornell, Berkeley, all the universities, traveled extensively all through the United States, Canada, Alaska, Mexico, made frequent trips to Europe, delivering lectures in different parts of the continent, crossed the Atlantic 17 times, was appreciated very much for his profundity of scholarship, intellectual brilliance, oratorial talents, charming personality, and nobility of character. A short visit in India in 1906 Then he returned again to America in 1906, came back to India finally in 1921. On his way home, joined the Pan-Pacific Educational Conference in Honolulu, visited Japan, China, the Philippines, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, Rangoon, started on a long tour and went as far as Tibet in 1922, established centers at Calcutta and Darjeeling, and left his mortal frame on September 8, 1999. A very brief description about him, but we remember that he, after Swami Vivekananda's place when Swamiji called him, he took that place and is the only person to fit in the gap. Personality like Swami Vivekananda, and when he to replace him, and that to touch the topmost intelligent people of the intelligentsia of the universities and others, so it's greatly appreciated for his scholarship. But mainly, if we go back to the earlier life, we see that he is coming to Sri Ramakrishna. Those are really charming days. And we feel that even in his early period, how much he is practicing austerities and spiritual discipline. That story is Swamiji one day testing his own spiritual attainment. So he asked this Abhedananda Kali to sit and ask him that I will meditate, then you will touch my body and tell me how you feel. Then after that, Swamiji went into ecstasy, and when he came down, asked Kali Abhedananda, how do you feel? He felt that as if some electric shock is passing through him, some energy coming to him. And when this story was told to Ramakrishna, Sri Ramakrishna said that what he scolded Swamiji in a way that you have, the boy was growing in his spiritual life in one way, and you have changed his thinking process. It was totally Advaita. Swamiji was thinking of the Advaitic experience, and Swami Abhidananda was building, Ramakrishna was building his mind in a different way. To the goal will be the same, but it transformed him totally. And that's why Swamiji said that, yeah, why you do that? You should not do that. But he said at least he has a good fortune that he got in touch of them. So that was the transformation of Swami Abhidananda, his thinking way, his way of meditation and other things, by the touch of spirituality which was generated. Actually, Swamiji was testing whether he has the power to transform anyone or not, or he has really grown in some strength. And we find that in the Baranagar days, that days of deep, great austerity, and Kali Maharaj is always engaged in study and engaged in studying in one corner and not doing the other chore works. So other brothers were complaining that he does not do that all. Then Swamiji was supportive of Kali's study and reading the scriptures, etc. He said, let one of us, let him do all these studies of scriptures and other things. How much work you have? Bring all the handas, pots and pans. I will clean myself. And he encouraged Swami Abhidananda to develop the scholastic side. And that has impacted in this country, and also his books are highly, you can say, intellectual, very difficult to understand also some places, too much philosophical, very great. So this is the, just to remember Swami Abhidananda Maharaj today, just few words about him. Now, it is today we have to have some question answer, I think. So you have any question in any
Well, it's not a question, he's just thinking of Swamiji about his writing the song of Swami Vivekananda, that Swadesh Videsh.
Ah,
That's one of the wonderful
wonderful.
song about Swami Vivekananda.
And for Holy Mother, he wrote the Prakriti Param.
Ah,
Mm.
Holy Mother blessed,
Best,
blessed and said, no, the Mother Saraswati will be in your tongue.
Uh-huh.
That's why he became so powerful orator.
Uh-huh.
And in written it, she also gave some mantra to him.
Ah,
She gave mantra?
Yeah, Podupranti, his name is listed there also. Nobody knows exactly. I mean, she gave to Swami Yogananda,
Okay.
and Turigonatitanda, we think probably, and M's name is also there.
yeah, Mother.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that he wasn't Thakur's disciple, but yeah. See, he recited that poem for her, and she blessed him.
Mm.
And he was one of the he was one of the few when Thakur initiated him. At least he says Thakur wrote something on his tongue and repeated what he wrote. Otherwise, we don't hear that all the time. He would simply write something. Who knows if they knew what he wrote or not? But in his case, he said that he wrote something and probably some Bij mantra.
Yeah. These Sri Ramakrishna Holy Mother belong to a different class by themselves. They can buy that's called two types of diksha. Ordinary Guru's mantra in the ear, and the Jagat Guru. They give the mantra in the heart. And by simple saying something, looking at, touching, they can give mantra. And that transformation may come in their life. Okay, just for our son now to
Maharaj, you gave Diksha today. Can you talk a little bit about the value of initiation?
oh, and we are all initiated here. So value of initiation. Initiation means there is connection with the divine. We are disconnected. The truth is not gone anywhere. এটি একটু তুলে দাও তাহলে তাহলে শব্দটা শুনতে পাবো। ওইটা তুলে দাও। ঠিক আছে এই ঠিক আছে
কাছে টেনে নিলে হবে।
ব্যাস ঠিক আছে টাইট করে দিয়েছো
যে শার্ট কাছে দাও।
So initiation diksha. So two words in Sanskrit they call diksha. Diyate paramam jnanam. Akshiyante sarvakarmani. The diksha means in Sanskrit word it will be diyate paramam jnanam. This initiation which we get, if it is practiced and devotedly every day, people do that with all earnestness and repeating the mantra and believing, trusting the great inherent potential power within it, practice, then it can give the supreme knowledge. So what is the supreme knowledge? Supreme knowledge means that highest knowledge of Brahman, which people are struggling to get in Vedantic way or other way also. But this also by this ritualistic preparation that can give us ultimately following that way, mind becomes clear and ultimately. And Shiyante Sarva Karman. We are born here because of karma. We are all here forced by my past impressions, samskaras. We have nothing to do. We in our life, whatever we do because of our past momentum, we call the prarabdha. Prarabdha means which has already started. At the end of my last life, when I died, the last thought what came, that is the target of this life. Every one of us have decided some way or other. So it is like throwing a stone in which direction, this side, that side, that side. So someone has thrown that trajectory, that then stone is going in its own trajectory, This is the prarabdha. We cannot change that prarabdha. But what we can change, our inner identity, and we can detach from these happenings of life, and we can actually get connected with the divine. And this life just goes on, and all karma, bad karmas, impulses of the karma, when it's done, our karma is exhausted, then the truth will reveal. Karma, karma comes. Why you do karma? Because we do karma to have some fulfillment of our desire. We go to the grocery shop. Why? There is a purpose. We need something to eat, cook. Or we go to the office because we need to do something to earn some money. So if without this true connection is the karma, and there is a goal of it. But this karma is always bringing us in the wheel of birth and death. And, and again, one desire after another desire, forcing us to move on. But when by meditation and spiritual life, what happens with the mantra initiation? We get the mantra. Mantra is also powerful. It's called Mananat Trayati iti. Again and again contemplating on that mantra and its meaning. Huh? That mind will be clear, clean. Patanjali says that that mantra repetition, it should be done constantly. Abhyabrita bhajanat, Narada Bhakti Sutta also says. It is to be repeated abhyabrita. This practice, bhajan, this repetition of the mantra should continue all the time. And as soon as it goes, also it has been expressed that mantra when we chant, and we also think of its meaning also. If we, and normally it does not happen. When we repeat the mantra, maybe tongue is uttering, the mind is somewhere else. But mind should think what we are chanting. And the mantra has this potential power. It is like wiping out the dust and dirt of the mirror, from which many years dust has gathered together to clean, rinse it again and again. So the mantra is very powerful. Mantra, it may be written in all the things are available online now. So you may say that this mantra anyone can choose and pick and choose. But there is the tradition is necessary. It is called not the mantra shakti. There is a potential power in the mantra which has been made alive. Mantra jagaran, mantra, the mantra will be alive. Alive means its meaning will reflect in the heart. Heart will be filled with the transcendental experience of joy and peace. So that is potential there. But it is to be practiced to bring out. It is like a seed. Seed to grow, you need to nurture the seed and take out the weeds, the negative thinking, and putting love and devotion to our practice. That mantra will be sajiv, alive. Mantra is nirjiv for us, but practice can make it sajiv. And then mantra will sometimes, ancient sages have seen this mantra in the light, bright later. Swami Vivekananda, we read that Swamiji is talking to him. He said, "Oh, how many mantras I saw in my vision." And he's talking to him. Still nothing, I'm not satisfied. Oh, you are all satisfied, and I am dissatisfied still now. Seeing that this, when the mind becomes pure, these mantras appear in a mystic vision, like the screen things we see. So this mantra, though apparently appears to be simple, some words or letters, but it has potential power. Why the potentiality has come? A mantra shakti has come. Where did it come from? Because every word has a meaning. We call a dog. You see, this the sound dog, D-O-G, and instantly it is creating Nama Rupa. Sound is uttered, corresponding form is coming in our picture. So when we say the mantra Ramakrishna, the Ramakrishna should come. But it does not come because our mind is not that pure to have that reflection in the mind. Mind should be purified only because Thakur is all pure sattva. We are, other things will come because you are familiar with things, material things, anything you call it ice cream, instantly some idea will come. So name word has a connection with some word and its object and its the statement, they have interconnection. So if that interconnection, due to long practice, we relate things with the sound. No one thinks a dog with a cat because two words are different and the word carry different meaning. And it has been practiced from our early days. We know this is called cat, this is called dog. So similarly, when the mantra is repeated, mantra, the indicated meaning of the mantra, what the mantra indicates, focuses, that is, we'll have to identify more. That's why that bhavanam, that mantra, tadartha bhavanam. Not only mantra repetition, but artha bhavana. What is the artha? Artha is Bhagavan. Our mantra have three parts. One is the part which is called Om, which is common. And Om is the symbol of absolute Brahman. Though you repeat the mantra, we think it is just a mantra, but you see, the goal is to reach that Om. Om is what? Om is Brahman. Om is Brahman, it is called A, U, M, and dot. Om. Om. So what is A? A part is called this visible universe, what you see, the stars, galaxies, earth, human being, priest, plant, the vast dimension of this name and form which you see and in a physical level. That's only A part. Then U is the interspace. This planet to that planet, space in between. That galaxy to that galaxy, space in between. Just to see what is Brahman, just to imagine this, let our mind expand. First, the physical part of this appearance, then let it go, plus add, A plus U, add that part. And M is the part where all the gods and goddesses and all the celestial experiences which Ramakrishna and others say this. See Kali, Durga, Shiva, Shiva Loka, Devaloka, and the Vishnu Loka, all these planes go beyond. And that. So these, if you can imagine that, add with that. And that which cannot be expressed, that is the dot, bindu. This is the Om. So we say nowadays very easily the word Brahman, Atman, Satchidananda, no? But we have no idea what is that. And there, one, that absolute infinite mind cannot conceive, that's why it is called. Speech cannot express, and then eyes cannot see, ears cannot hear, all these things, because it is such a huge expanse. We are, our tool is very limited. Measuring tool is the mind. Mind is the biggest tool. No? So this is the ultimate goal that is given in the mantra. But how, then what about us? We live in this material world. If we find there is the bija mantras. They are called the bija, the seed. But what is this seed? It is a Shakti. Shakti is sometimes potent, Shakti manifests. Shakti manifested, that's why we see this universe. For us, no? Shakti manifested as the physical universe. And first it manifests as Ishvara. And the Brahman plus we call Maya is equal to first creation, Ishvara. Vedanta says Brahman plus Maya is equal to first manifestation we call Ishvara. Ishvara creates this universe, but he wants, I will be many, so he creates. And Thakur said that this Shakti is inherent in the Brahman. This the musician is sitting idle, but music talent, Shakti, manifests, and that grows outside. But when it is not, it's called the Brahman. When that Shakti manifests, then this universe comes. But universe comes from whom? From Ishvara. That's why the name our Ishta Devata, Rama, Krishna, Buddha, whatever your Ishta, Mother Kali, Durga, that is the Shakti manifested into first manifested Ishvara. And Ishvara is in the form of a human, which we can catch. We can catch the infinite through this, as Swamiji was telling, link by link, link by link. We are in this material level. How can I reach that infinite absolute, which is beyond our mind and it is impossible for us to think about? Therefore, we first try to catch Ishvara, the Lord who creates sustenance. That's why we say God is the Yarishta, Tumi Brahma, Rama Krishna, Tumi Krishna, Tumi Ram, Tumi Vishnu, Tumi Jishnu, Prabha Vishnu, Pranaram, Tumi Brahma. The Tumi Brahma, Rama Krishna. Again, Tumi, our Adhyo, Tumi Adharo, etc. etc. All Vedantic talk. That is the Ramakrishna. But that Ramakrishna first we think. Why? Because we live in a very low level, in the body mind level. So we cannot go to that Brahman, it's beyond our conception. So we go first to Ishvara. And Ishvara is very difficult to conceive. When Ishvara takes a human body, because Narakare, Rajar, Nagor Brahman. Ishwar, the Nagor Brahman, is just came to visit the condition of these people like us who is his subject, his creation. No? Out of compassion, that Ishvara coming down. So that's why our mantra, giving these three parts, we start first jump here to Ishvara. But we cannot see Ishvara. That's why we take a human form, which appeals to us. We can relate to that. Our mind can be, or a mind impure mind. When we look at the Ramakrishna's picture, then we see that his purity comes into our mind. So gradually trying to, as he was talking about the mold, Ramakrishna mold. If it is something is put into the mold, the shape comes out. No, Mother Durga, Mother Kali, Kumartuli, they prepare through what is called mold, no? And then casting there, they press it and bring out, and the mother's face comes out. So this is the cast. We have to cast our mind by the mantra, by prayer, by concentration to Ramakrishna. And it is all imagination now. It is nothing true. But that imagination becomes a reality. And as we can think gradually by years of practice, mind becomes inch by little purer and purer and purer and stainless. And what happens? Ultimately, it takes the shape of Ramakrishna. That's why you see that our teachers, gurus teach us that think of Ramakrishna or Yudhishthira facing the same direction. Why? Sometimes it is difficult, but they say as if you are facing, he is also facing like that. Why? A point will come, you will die. What will remain? He will remain. It's called Aham Graho Upasana. That Upasana says, you are no more. This forehead is not yours, it will be Ramakrishna. It will be Ramakrishna. It will be Ramakrishna. Because you totally dissolve into it. The mold, perfectly when the mold actually is pushed inside and it's so soft to get to the all the niches and now corners, then you will get out. You will be non-existent. It will be he, and the he is the manifested form of Brahman. So that much is easy. That far will be quick. But from here to there is our mantra, our prayer, our everyday meditation helps us. So I think this is the way if we our initiation helps us to get the Ishta Devata. It helps us. Every day we have some excuses. Today I am busy. This morning I'm not feeling good. So we find excuses. But this mantra forces that I have given word to my teacher. I will do, at least I will do this minimum. And then when we perfectly we go on practicing sincerely, a test will come. Then nobody need to tell to do japa, to meditation. It will be spontaneously, mind will crave for that. And that is the time which you are waiting for. Our regular practice is to be done until we feel the natural attraction for it. That to feel that we miss something. If you don't do meditation that day of prayer or that evening, you'll feel something as if you are missing, you need something more. And then you go, oh, I have done the meditation. And that helps us to grow gradually. So regular practice is very important.
আমি সারদানন্দ যেটা বলেছিলেন যে সারদানন্দজির ওই কথাটা বলবেন ও সরি সারদানন্দজি told how it is going to grow, that as we practice, he initially stated two ways, that you offer a flower to all the different limbs of the Thakur. Then slowly what will happen, as you repeat the number, you will see Thakur one limb by one limb. Then as you progress, then when you develop, then the whole thing will come. So this process he described, a slow growth, how you are progressing. When you are concentrating on the photograph of Thakur, initially it will be all piece limb by limb by limb. Then when you graduate to a certain level, and then if you keep on going, then but you just at the Ananda stage.
It's also Bhagavat also says, he says that the Bhagavat description is there. Your Ishta Devata, you start thinking from his feet, toes, nails, etc. And gradually makes your journey towards the whole, part by part, hand like that, focus there, and go. And last when you reach the face, then focus on the face only. And then the whole body will come. So it is that process of meditation, as you said, maybe that is the same mentioned in Bhagavat. Sukumaram Movidhayet, that beautiful murti of the Lord Krishna is to be meditated, and step by step, like toenail, finger, leg, hand, every part of the body, and going, and to the face, and fix the mind there, because it is the joy and bliss is more manifested there. And then you think the whole body. So this is the process to go through. And knowing we cannot do really meditation, that's our failure. As we are hearing it, Mahaprabhu Maharaj, you said, no, that day, you will look at the picture of Ramakrishna, that itself, or your Ishta Devata. That is enough to give us purity of the mind. Okay, I'd say so.
I have nothing to add.
Question
Yes,
Maharaj.
Maharaj.
You have given us some guidance on the arati. Is that connected with the same process that you start from the beginning and go and go and go and the entire thing? Is there a connection?
Yeah, I think.
I never thought of that, but yeah, we can.
Because the steps.
Yeah, the steps you do first around the body, then
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, it fits in at least. It fits in nicely with that idea.
And also the idea that when you, that is the 5 items, no?
Mm.
5 items are this whole world is created by the 5 elements.
Itya,
Kitiya,
Bam,
Tej, Marut, Bam.
Bam.
But how to adore God who is Ramakrishna? Ramakrishna is not a man. He is God, Ishvara, that I told you just now. Ishvara who has manifested in the different forms of Trimurti, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and their departmental deities, gods and goddesses. Like that, and coming down, 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 it goes to the subtle. So now, that's if when you do the arati, we think that I want to, how to adore the Lord of the universe. He is the Lord of the universe, creator, sustainer. How can I adore him? With what element? So we do the 5 elements. The light. And we have to think that in this light you are invoking all the lights of the sun, the stars, the galaxies, all light is as if condensed into your the lamp you are waving around. And it is a symbolic and waving at the feet and naturally goes up and up and up to the whole personality.
There's a devotional explanation also, is a little different. That the Vaishnava tradition, that after grazing the cows and it's getting dark, goes Holy Shamay, that cow dust hour, that Govinda goes back home and it's dark out, so the mother, the children's there, and she waves the light to see his face, and then she's full of dust, so she takes the water and washes it, then she takes the cloth and dries it, then offers the flower and then fans him. So this is, yeah.
So baby Krishna after playing, coming back home, the mother is in a full dirty body. So washing. That's why the first seeing the face
Mhm.
with the lamp, and then
Washing.
second item is water, washing. Third item is the cloth. In Vedanta it gives a space. Water is the water element, fire element, water element, according to Vedantic idea. Water, fire element, water element, then space element, then earth element, flower, and then fan element, air element. But here also beautifully matches. That is first seeing the lamp, the face of the Lord Krishna who has come back, mother's darling, and then dirty thing. His mother is cleaning with water and then wiping out. And then afterwards, the next item is flower, offering a flower, and then fanning him. That's a beautiful idea.
If I may request both of you, if you can enlighten us with some of your real life experiences that you felt the presence of the Holy Trinity.
Talk about your Gurudev Maharaj a little bit. Shankarananda Maharaj, please.
And they, what? There is so much testimony. It does not need our experience. And but you look at that, she's reminding me of the Shankarananda Swami's experience. And when there is the issue of Sri Ramakrishna, Sarada Math, whether it will be accepted under the Ramakrishna mission or mission will take any position to start that. So there is difference of opinion, and every board meeting, trustee board meeting, it is divided into two ideas: no, yes, no, yes. So it is never coming to a conclusion. So one day, Swami Shankarananda Maharaj, he is the president. He sits in the board as president. But they don't talk much. The other discussions, people do the discussion. So, and then that day he came, and with confidence he said, yes, Sharada Math will be accepted, and as a starting with us, and then we'll give it away to them. And then he said, still Sri Ramakrishna comes and gives his direct message. That means he is convincingly saying, it's not I am saying, and he said in such a conviction. But that is the day the board passed that resolution. So the internal part is that, yes, they can hear the direct instruction of God. That's why many times we said that our authorities, those who are spiritually very, they say the Sangha is run by Thakur, or better to say Holy Mother. Actually, they are running the show. It is their belief, not that I do not know, they see the vision, Mother is coming and telling. I do not know that what the expression says. They get guidance. And actually, ultimately what happens, Mother, is Mother guiding the Sangha. This Sangha, whole Sangha, it is Holy Mother, Sri Ramakrishna. They are dictating. So this is the views of, even I have heard the general secretaries and others who are big administrators. They say that you think that we do something. It is not we. Actually, ultimately, what happens? It is God. It is Sri Ramakrishna. It is Holy Mother.
Mahadev, would you please, like Shahanandaji once told us that during while before even during the Diksha, Guru does most of the work and Shishya has to just to follow it. Because the power transmission comes from the Guru and the disciple has to sustain it only.
And
He can hold it.
that is also good idea if you have Guru Bhakti, then Guru does everything. But for us, it is better to take the responsibility. Guru has done. Suppose Guru has given mantra, he has done everything. But I have to feel that. That is Holy Mother. এখন মন্তর। And another, see, Holy Mother said, my child, don't worry. You are liberated. But if you want to feel it now, then you do sadhana. That is the point. Guru Shakti, because it is a Shakti. What Guru does not do anything. As we say in our tradition, we call the Guru is the matchmaker. God and the devotee. Devotee is seeking for God, and here is the Lord, and they match together and give the instruction. Now it is the relationship between the Lord and the Guru comes away. That's why our Swami Shahanandaji sometimes used to not even tell about Guru to meditate. He does not want to be involved in it. But he
never told me.
Yeah, see, many of them, Maharaj didn't say that intentionally, because the connection is between God and you. But yes, mantra has the power. The mantra is the Shakti. You have to understand that we give the example, the Ganga water, which is in the Gomukh. Gomukh is the source of Ganga. What is the Ganga water? Stainless, pure, immaculate, no? All the glacier. And now the Ganga water is coming down to Gangotri to Uttarkasi, Rishikesh, go down, and now Benares, you go Calcutta, you go to Bay of Bengal. Now you see how much pure the Gangotri or in the Gomukh, and down it's getting little dirty. The Ganga water being polluted with so many things. And in Calcutta, even it is difficult to get into their water. But people do sprinkle water and take bath there also. But everyone feels I am touching Ganga. The redeeming power of Holy Ganga has not diminished anyway. Whether you pick up the water from Gangotri or you pick up water in Calcutta, uh, Kalighat, Adi Ganga. So you see so much apparent thing. That story I remember, Swami Madhavananda Maharaj. He was the general secretary of that time. And general secretary, and before was Sarodananda Swami, before was Ramakrishna, all the disciples were there. So naturally they are the pure, Gangotri Gomukh. Huh? And one devotee, he went to Bagh Bazar, in Holy Mother's place, and have some work. But those days, Belur Math was so poor, so General Secretary goes by bus number 3. That which goes to Dunlop to Chennai. Huh? We also do that.
Pin number one.
Yeah, 3 number bus. Eternal number 3. And that 3 number, he is just after coming from mother's place with a bag in his hand and getting to the bus. And when coming, then one devotee, old time devotee, he is talking. He is saying that, Maharaj, see, when Thakur's children were there, what a pure Sangha. Sangha was so pure, so divine. And now you see what is the condition? When he is criticizing Madhavananda, he is criticizing the present administration, he is criticizing what is going on in the Sangha. So he was talking and walking, and Swamiji was walking. He didn't respond and went into the bus stand and just waiting for the bus stand. And the bus came just before he said, before getting into the bus, he said, but you know, look at the Ganga coming from high Himalayas to this dirty water here. The Ganga is the power of redemption, the power of purification does not change a little. And he getting to the bus and saying, you see the apparent form is naturally is polluted, diluted. But the purity, the Ganga waters, the power of redemption, Ganga, money, Thakur Bhushan, Ganga Bari, Brahma Bari. 3 things in the world are rare, according to Ramakrishna. Ganga Bari, Brahma Bari, Brojer Rojo, the dust of the Brojo, and Jagannath's Prasad. These are not earthly, these are all belong to God, all Brahman. So Sri Ramakrishna is to take it every day little Govinda. Ganga water, no? Anything happens, someone is putting a newspaper, you say, sprinkle Ganga water there. No? That means the purity. The Ganga's purity never lost. So the mantra, the Shakti inherent there. Because millions of people have chanted those mantras for billion, trillion, zillion times. So it has gained its potential power. So if one can practice that, that will come. So the purity of this thing is important, and that is inherent potentially there.
Maharaj, could you please comment on that one? When the disciple is right, the guru comes to them.
That happens in our life, no? Look at that.
That's
All of our life it will happen. I remember when I was a young boy, so I had some good friends, senior friends, the dadas. They used to take us to different places. So I went to Gogi Maharaj. And Durgapuri Mata was there. I was almost going to take mantra from there. I decided, I don't decide, but I went with others and some of our, I was very, maybe 15, 16, like that is. And others are taking, so I thought I should also, but it didn't occur with me. And then I went to the other Swami was Jagadishwarananda Sadhu was there, and near Belur Math, who is the Sita
Chandi.
Chandi, a great scholar. So We went there and we saw there and no, it didn't happen there. Then I went to Belmont and then went to see that time Shankaranand is still there. So someone said, that is if you can get from President Maharaj. I said, I do not know. The President Maharaj is very difficult because his age and he's very selective like Maharaj. He will make everyone study gospel, come and go, 4 years, 5 years, and then he will test and give. So then everyone said, go to Vishuddhananda Swami Maharaj is very kind. He'll give you tomorrow. And I used to go to Vishuddhananda Maharaj also at Belur. But you know what happens? I do not know. Ultimately, it happened that impossible possible to Shankarananda Maharaj. And someone uh, wrote a letter for me, recommending me to, and then it happened, right? So we do not know how it happens. It is all, there is a connection. What time, what time it will happen, how it will happen, and who will be there. God sets this connection. So we may not understand now in the present context. If build what people go, write their name, fill up the form, and then stack, it is going on. But look at that. Who will be the guru? It is not known. There may be 5,000 people are waiting on the waiting list. And who will get from whom? From President Maharaj or Vice President Maharaj or here? You do not know. So these are all actually, there is some hidden hand behind. We see some superficial connection because of this, because of that. But it is God brings. And when the sincerity comes, actually connection happens. That is true. That is the belief also.
Yeah, I read, in our Guru Maharaj's book that ঠাকুরের ছেলেরা সর্বত্র বেলুর মঠে ঘুরে বেড়াতে দেখেছেন ঠাকুরকে। Is it really?
Yeah. That's true. Baburam Maharaj used to see Thakur is walking. Why is walking? Mahapurush Maharaj দেখছেন যে why Baburam Maharaj got so mad when one day the brahmacharis were trimming the weeds in the Belmont grass, and Maharaj said that brahmacharis have joined and said, take out the weeds. So they were taking out the weeds, but they're trimming from the top, but the root remaining there. And then Baburam Maharaj saw and she got so much angry. This is the way you are doing. Don't you know? Thakur walks here. His feet is soft. It will touch. And for us, it is a grass. Belmont campus grass, and we are cutting. So they used to feel. We also did Raja Maharaj, the Prabhupada Swami. In the Hollywood compass where you walk about, there is a ring. Swami Shanananda was used to tum. That is one day Prabhupada Swami was passing by, and Sri Ramakrishna said, "Hey, I am standing here. You don't look at me." And he took and saw Sri Ramakrishna there. That's why that to make that place remembering that every time they go and ring the bell, I am here, I am here. One day he saw Holy Mother on the steps in front of the temple, Mother standing. So we may say it is hallucination, but it is their experience. So if this happens in Hollywood, what is the question of here?
Right.
Everywhere, whenever you are worshipping, he is in a Sukshma Sarira. He is walking here. That's the blessing comes from them. Whatever peace we get, find, it is their presence, and they are here. I don't see. One day, Baburam Maharaj, and then I'll remind me, I'll talk about that Nitya Swarupananda. Two stories I'll tell you. Baburam Maharaj said, Monday, in the afternoon, little shower has come, and the old sign, old Belur temple, there if you have gone, there is a veranda. It will be on the east, west, north, north, south, on the southern side. Then when the Matcha campus,
Yeah.
where we stand, we see the mango tree.
Mhm.
That side veranda.
Mhm.
And once uh, rain has come and it is all wet there. The Pujari came and Pujari just, as usual, without cleaning that, without mopping that, he opened the shrine and did everything of the Thakur, fed him something and then left. And Bhagwan Maharaj came and he scolded the Pujari. And he himself started cleaning the place and mopping the place and making it dry. He said, "You fool, you don't know? Thakur walks here, and if it is so, you will fall down." He said, these are all very, very emotional things, no? To ordinary people will not have, will not understand anything of it. But he is saying, Babu Maharaj's conviction every day, Thakur walks there. It is not a photograph. It is the living presence of that. Nitya Sarvananda Swami. One day, I was just sitting in his room in Belur Mount. He has retired from Institute of Culture. So he is saying that, you know, this Belur Mount, when you walk, do you know, we touch Thakur. We hit him. We are walking, we don't know, he's standing there. He's saying such emotion. Nitya Sarvananda Swami is a man of very strong personality. He does not like emotion and anything. And he will criticize to the left and right. But he's saying, you know, and tears roll down the ears when you are saying like that. No, when you walk in the Belur, you do not know. Thakur's children are all here, present. They are walking. Sometimes we hit them, we don't understand. They're touching them. And you're so, and it stopped for a very long time, and tears were trickling down. So yes, not only Babu this song is also our experience. Uh,
But is that true? Because as we spiritually develop, we also develop other senses. So this to us is non-believable, but as people grow through the spiritual practices, these kind of as vision and eyes are becoming more of a normal than it becomes impossibility.
yeah, they penetrate, and their mind, pure mind, always shows God. Simple thing. Impure mind will see, say, when the cloud is there, in the cloud, the sun is behind the cloud all the time. But through the cloud, depending on the color of the cloud, you can see a demon, you can see a Shiva, you can see all these things. So it is according to the mind. My mind is in which color? Every time one sadhu, I asked him, he looks at the full moon night, no? You all look at the full moon. Instantly he will jump into it. See, mother. He sees the mother's face in the moon. Whenever he sees, I have talked with him several times. He is just seeing the full moon. There he finds that mother's smile. How he sees that mother there in the full moon night, looking at the moon, it is to him. That's why mind is the question. When mind becomes purified, it will see God only. That is God. We are not to worry about God vision. We have to only pay attention for our purity of the heart. How can we purify our mind? See, that is sadhana. In our life also, you look at everyone, look at our life. We are all destined, and our gurus came in time. In what way? Sometimes you wanted, you know, you do not know. One story, there is one Holy Mother's disciple, no? The Bireshwarananda Swami, no? Bireshwarananda Swami, and this man was a friend earlier his college days or something. So he came, wanted to come and get a mantra from Ma, but it didn't happen. So he wanted to get the mantra to Maharaj, Swami Brahmananda. And Raja Maharaj, as his nature, he will not easily agree. He said, and he, looking at him, he said, Prabhu will give you mantra. He thought Prabhu means God. Maharaj will not give it. Raja Maharaj is the first president. He didn't want to give mantra. So he failed. He was disappointed. And Maharaj rejected me like that. Then days passed. Then after Raja Maharaj, Mahapurush Maharaj, Ananda Swami, Vijnananda Swami, all one by one went away. And he has become old also because Prabhu Maharaj is also old. He is also old. Age, both are aging. When Prabhu Maharaj became the president, he came to him and got the mantra from Prabhu Maharaj.
So he said that.
And he now understood. Raja Maharaj said, Prabhu will give. Literally, Prabhu will give. See, how can you,
So he waited that long.
But he didn't, he may be waiting, but he's trying now. It is not happening.
I mean, so many presidents went by.
He was the 10th president. So 9 presidents went, and at 10th president when Prabhu Maharaj became the president,
My God. Where is Raja Maharaj and Prabhu? Oh my God.
Raja Maharaj said, Prabhu will give you mantra. So if someone tells you Prabhu will do it, naturally we know Prabhu is God.
Was it the Swapna? When she was little, she said to Swami Swaji, I won't take initiation from anyone but you. Was it her in Houston? You know that story?
I do.
Yeah, and yeah, there was someone
Yeah.
that with the little girl to Swamiji in Delhi said, I won't take initiation from anybody but you. He said, but I'm not president. It is not possible. And then so many years later, when he came to Hollywood, she also came to the West and took initiation.
See,
I think it was Houston.
so you know all are
Still a Swapna.
Swapna.
Swapna from Houston.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
Swapna. Oh, I know.
Swapna Chaudhary.
Yeah.
Oh.
Acha, acha. So you know, all sit.
Guru and Shishya.
But Guru Murti, these are only Murtis. But the spiritual energy is the same. As we just got the idea from Madhavananda Swami and others. Mantra Shakti is the same, but it is channelized through one. And how and who is connected? They are connected. That's why it is said Guru Shish. Guru does not leave one till they realize God. How can it be possible? Ordinary gurus will live so many lifetime for their disciple. It is God comes in the form of guru. Yes. Or what is that story of what is that lady?
San Diego.
No. Khoka Maharaj.
Khoka Maharaj ji.
Khoka
Oh,
Maharaj story
yeah,
of the,
yeah, yeah.
of the-
Yeah.
Yes.
What's her name?
yes, one lady which starts with
Irachi.
Su, S with S.
Yeah.
No, not- Yeah, Maharaj told
I
us.
may remember that. Anyhow, tell the story.
And that story that she passed away. She passed away.
He does.
He passed away, no? No. She passed away. And then and they found that Khoka Maharaj has come. And the neighboring lady saw that Khoka Maharaj is holding the hand of that what is that little girl and taking away. Then she got upset. Whenever Khoka Maharaj comes, we are neighboring people. There are some Mukherjees probably. We come to know that Maharaj has come. We go and pay our respect. But this time they didn't inform. And then when he came to know that she has passed away, that girl lady has passed away, and Khoka Maharaj didn't come. So after a long time when he inquired, when he came, really Khoka Maharaj came second time. Anyhow. So said that what has happened that time? He said that Khoka Maharaj understood when he was sick and this girl, the initiated devotee, came and was fanning Kokamoras. Then he said, why are you here? That means Guru is holding the hand of that Shishya, and that was seen physically by Mr. Mukherjee's, then were neighboring people. This I'm getting little confused with the story, stage by. But this is main important that, he was going with this way, and suddenly he unveiled the face, and that is Ramakrishna. No Kokamoras, it is Ramakrishna. So actually, it is God who comes in the form of the Murti. That's why it is said Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, etc. This idea is given. God comes in the form of your Guru. Huh? And only to costume, but actually internally there is nothing but Ramakrishna. Or the whatever is to them. That's very interesting story. I don't remember exactly the stages, but you can read it. It is there in Kokamura's reminiscences.
But I asked Swami Swanaji once, I said, Maharaj, when you give initiation, you ever have any reaction? You're taking on some karma or something, you get some fever or this and that. And he looked at me and said, we're not that type of guru. We give everything to Thakur.
Yeah.
Very typical the way he said it.
That's true. Yeah. Everything to Thakur there. Amra Thakur by Sobeji. I remember when the day of initiation with Sankarananda Maharaj. Actually, I do not know. I felt that way. He was what when I entered. We are 7, 8 only people because Swamiji's health was so bad. He couldn't go to the temple. Old temple used to give the mantra, but in his room was arranged. But he's sitting. But I don't know. I entered into the room, and he was uh, opening some lotus and doing in such perfection, so meticulously, every turning of the leaves. And it is as if I felt he is offering to Thakur, all of us together. Thakur said, offering to the Thakur. Okay. No. We can end here. Huh? Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Okay, Mother, bless us all. Thakur bless us all.
কতক্ষণ লাগলো আমরা আসতে রিজলের মতোই ডিস্টেন্স একটু বেশি সামান্য
না ওখানে না গো এই ঘরে এসো এসো হ্যাঁ আমি
হৃদয় ওর আরেকটা নাম হচ্ছে হৃদয়।
বাহ তুমি তো একটা গান করতে পারলে আজকে এত সুন্দর গান করো ভীষণ ভালো গলা গানে ও তো কালকে ছিল তো দলে তো লাগতেছে। খুব সুন্দর গলা হ্যাঁ খুব সুন্দর।
No. But all you have to do is put water in. Oh, let's see.
The big one? No, the one that is leaking. মহারাজগুলো সিল করতে হবে হ্যাঁ এই লুগান এনেছি